It took over a whole month, but I finally finished my very first 4,000 piece puzzle. Now let's take a closer look at the finished results. Hi, I'm Sandra from the Puzzling Canadian, and welcome to my channel. Over a month ago, I started my very first 4,000 piece puzzle, and I selected this one here, a Trefl called New York Collage. And if you haven't seen my other two videos, I encourage you to do so because you could see my process in the beginning stages and how I was doing throughout the middle stages of this puzzle. So it's now time to take a look at the end game of this puzzle. And after this clip, I will then give you some thoughts of completing this 4,000 piece puzzle and let you know how many hours it actually took for me to complete it. So there you have it, my finished puzzle, and overall, I loved it. It was very enjoyable. I was quite surprised. This was not as difficult as I thought because the most I've done was 3,000 piece puzzles. So, but I think it had to do mainly because of the image, because I really liked this image. Another thing about this puzzle that I liked is the fact that they have grid sections. So it allowed me to focus on a certain section at a time. The pieces, the Trefl pieces were very nice. They fit in nicely, and the finish is really good. So it's not too shiny. So it made it easy to assemble. By the time I got to the end of the puzzle, as you could see in the video, it was just dark colors and a little bit of light colors. So the section that was the hardest, of course, as you could see in the video, was this one right here, which was the cityscape. And that's because they had a lot of dark colors. This is what was really slow going, as you could see in the video, trying to find the pieces, and the pieces were, a lot of them were just very dark. So this one gave me a challenge. And what I learned through doing this puzzle was by the time I got to this section and I was doing it, I really don't particularly like doing an image with cityscapes. Now in this puzzle, there was just this section, but there was a lot of buildings and it was a big cityscape. This one here didn't give me a problem because it wasn't as dark. So this one was very light and it had the sky, was very nice. But this one, because it was very dark, if it's a cityscape that is dark, I don't particularly enjoy it because I guess it's because of the dark pieces. But overall, everything else here was very enjoyable to assemble, and each section had something different. These had a lot of blues. These had a lot of lights and browns. This had all that little kind of checkered pattern. So very enjoyable puzzle to assemble. So how long did it take to assemble this puzzle? Well, I took a poll a few weeks earlier on my community tab on my YouTube channel, and the votes were pretty split, but the majority of the people voted either, and it was a tie, between 35 to 44 hours or 45 to 54 hours. So that's where most of the people voted. And if you participated, thank you for participating in that poll. So the final time to complete the 4,000 piece puzzle was 35 hours, 10 minutes, and 44 seconds. So I am very happy with that results. I am not a fast puzzler. It takes me a while to do the puzzles. I need them sorted and I need them laid out. So I was predicting that it would take me well over 44 hours to complete. So the fact that it came in at 35 hours, I am very pleased. So will I do another 4,000 piece puzzle again? The answer is yes. But there's some things you gotta take into consideration, especially when you're doing these large piece puzzles. Number one is the image. Like I said before, this image was very enjoyable. So I need to be very selective when picking the images, because I'm sure if it was something else that that was very dark or maybe had a lot of detail, it's going to take me a very long time, and sometimes it gets stressful. So image makes a difference when you're picking these large piece puzzles. So definitely that's one thing. And the difficulty level of that image, like some puzzlers want to challenge themselves and will pick a more difficult image. So are you willing to, like, what's the difficulty level you want in a large piece puzzle? Any puzzles that are like grid-like make it a little bit easier, and that's why I found it a little bit enjoyable. And the big difference to me also is a brand. I need to pick a brand that I like, where the pieces fit in nicely, that maybe there's not a glare, that they hold together nicely. So those three things are stuff that I consider when I'm picking a large piece puzzle. But yeah, I'll do another 4,000 piece puzzle. I'm looking forward to it. It did take up some time, and yes, it does take up the whole table. I will need the whole table when I am doing a 4,000 piece puzzle or a 3,000 piece puzzle too. I would like to thank everybody who came on this journey with me as I assembled my very first 4,000 piece puzzle. I enjoyed reading all your comments and getting encouragement from everybody. If you'd like, you could leave some comments or questions about this large piece puzzle, and it would mean a lot to me if you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thank you for coming by and visiting my channel, and until next time, happy puzzling.